Ebola underscoring the global disparities in healthcare resources. It is a nucleic acid in humans produce fever, colic, vomit, diarrhea, bleed, and destruction internal tissues.
Ebola is deadliest is known, and its name small democratic of Congo, first in 1996, presented in the diaphragm. The fruit batted an area of action, lizard, monkey, antelope, porcupine, this catch spreading this. Several of the birds Bunjaston, high foot, through the blood fluid use of an person, so airborne accessible. After an period of 2 and 1 day, includes fever, weak pain, headache, and throat. Generally due to vomit, rash, kidney function, sometimes unexplained death. Ebola multiplied over the immune to infection, no med vaccine
also susceptible to catching and spreading the disease. There are several strains of Ebola: Zaire, Sudan, Bundi-Bunjo, Reston, and Thai forest. They're spread through contact with the blood, body fluids and tissues of an infected person. Researchers say airborne transmission may also be possible. After an incubation period of between 2 and 21 days, symptoms include severe fever, weakness, muscle pain, headaches, and a sore throat. This generally develops into vomiting, diarrhea, rash, impaired kidney and liver function, and sometimes internal and external bleeding to death. The Ebola virus multiplies quickly, overwhelming the immune system to fight the infection. No medicine or vaccine currently exists.
People believe Ebola is therefore or something like that. It really through bodies, so saliva, things like spread. So and wash the same cost pretty much around the world trying to say that some are identifiable or
a lot of us think
we get help. Obviously, it's been done. Sort of
it is, and it's one of the deadliest viruses that we know of. It causes something known as hemorrhagic fever, and that basically means you develop symptoms of flu, you develop joint pain, and eventually start to have bleeding.
And Ebola is declared is the first virus within the country. There have been isolated cases too, and to do this, these are in the southern part. Fear of health nearly infected date, proximate death.
What you're finding is that the best sort of thing that they can do, and they're doing already, is quarantine.
There's no truly
Ebola,
Ebola virus is a river, device, engine, false area, rash.
Ebola, je parler un peu d'Ebola. Ça, on dit, on contact fluide, donc le développement, le cheveux. Donc, pour nous, complètement, on a des choses à parler. Et on a parce que avec les psychiatriques, on a le normal, si on va mettre
there is no this can reach very high antibiotics symptoms. Convulsions, hydrated area, patients to be wendling with the case. At this, we ease pain with them until local. I'm assuming people infected with
a lot of people believe Ebola is airborne, therefore coughing or something like that can spread it. It is really spread through bodily fluids, so saliva, blood, things like that. It can spread that way. So it's hand washing. It's the same sort of precautions that are pretty much given anywhere in the world to try and keep yourself safe. The patients themselves, if they're identified as having Ebola, are quarantined until they hopefully get healthy. But obviously,
hey guys, come back on this week.
That's sort of the key to containing it.
What you call Ebola disease, Ebola virus. So really there has outbreak different parts of okay. So Liberia, okay, parts of and Sierra, right? So we're gonna put complications as disease. But the high rate about 50% of 50 to 90. So the mortality rate it has rate. This is what you call no new vaccination. There's no vaccination for this. It has a matter of
an Ebola epidemic was declared in Guinea-Conakry on March 22nd. This is the first time that the virus has been detected in the country. MSF has set up an isolation facility for suspected cases in Guinea and is preparing to do the same in Macenta. Both cities are in the region of Guinea-Forestière in the southern part of the country. The Ministry of Health has reported nearly 90 suspected cases today, including approximately 60 deaths. Ebola is a rare but serious illness and is often deadly. Ebola spreads quickly through direct contact with infected individuals or animals. There is no treatment for the Ebola fever, and it is fatal in 25 to 90% of cases. The Ebola virus causes a raging fever, headaches, muscle pain, conjunctivitis, and general weakness. The next phase involves vomiting, diarrhea, and sometimes a rash.
L'Ebola est très contagieux. L'Ebola est contagieux par les fluides d'un patient avec l'Ebola. C'est pour ça qu'on doit éviter d'être en contact avec le fluide d'un patient. Donc le fluide, ça veut dire le vomissement, le diarrhée, le sang, le salive, le sueur. Donc pour nous protéger, on a des vêtements spéciaux. Donc on a tout. On a des boots, on a le pantalon comme ça, on a le apron, on a le masque, parce que quand tu parles avec un patient et il y a des salives, c'est aussi très contagieux, donc c'est pour ça qu'on a le masque. On a deux paires de gants, un normal et un surgical. Et aussi après on va mettre le Google. Et après nous sommes prêts à entrer.
Although there is no cure for this disease, we can reduce its very high mortality by addressing the symptoms. For example, we put patients who are dehydrated from diarrhea on a drip. We give patients vitamins and pain medication, especially when we are dealing with a hopeless case. At this point, we ease the patient's pain and stay with him until the end.
C'est très difficile de voir la souffrance des patients sans pouvoir faire quelque chose. C'est très difficile de voir des patients mourir.
Together with the local community, MSF is also focusing on tracing people who may have been infected by contact with already identified patients.
Hey guys, welcome back to All in on Law. In this video we're going to talk about what are the post complication of what you call post complication after what you call the Ebola virus disease. Ebola virus disease. So recently there has been an outbreak in what you call the different parts of the South Africa, okay, so like Liberia, Guinea, okay, some parts of Nigeria, okay, and Sierra Leone, right? So we're going to talk about the post what are the complications of this Ebola virus disease. So remember, it has a high mortality rate of what you call 50 to 90% of the patients, okay, 50 to 90%, remember. So it's a highly what you call high mortality rate, okay, it has a high mortality rate. And this virus, the disease, or what you call, we don't have what you call no new vaccination. There's no new vaccinations available for this. That's why it has become a matter of concern. And what happens, the patient infected once with the Ebola virus, he will present within 2 days or 2-3 weeks. He will have the symptoms, signs and symptoms of what you call the Ebola virus disease. And usually what happens, if the patient is going to survive of this, is going to be what you call the recovery is really very quick and complete, remember, okay. But 50 to 90% is what you call is a fatal, okay guys. So what are the long-term complications of this, the patient if suffer from Ebola virus disease? One is, remember, they will have what you call the joint pains, okay, arthralgias, right, even the what you call hair loss, okay, and what you call if you talk about the eyes are what you call the commonly involved. They causes what you call the iritis, the iridocyclitis, okay, and choroiditis, okay, and even it leads to what you call the blindness, remember, okay, the blindness.